Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Julie K here with some birthday card shares. And this first card I created using this lovely vintage image that did come from Ivy Shutters. It is one of her free printables that she offers up in her Facebook group, Ivy Shutters Printables, and I will link the information below in the description box. But she also has an Etsy store where she sells some really great, beautiful digital kits. So just make sure you guys go check her out. And for this card, I did use some paper from Kaiser Craft. This one's the Lake House. And I used this little, if you can tell right here, this little sheet right there. I don't have any more left in here, otherwise I would show you guys. So I did use some paper from that collection. And then I also used some paper from the Kaiser Craft Magnolia Grove collection. And I also used a sheet of paper from this Prima Moulin Rouge collection. So that's the paper that I used in this card. And then this little cutout was part of one of the Kaiser Craft paper collections. They have punch outs in the back of those, so that the word love came from that. I punched out this little butterfly from a Martha Stewart punch. And then I also added some bead trim down at the bottom. All my edges were inked in kind of a burgundy ink, and I also distressed the edges on the front of the card. And then when you open the card up, I did use more of the paper collections to decorate the inside and use some cutouts from the paper collection. And I also cut some of the paper with some of my spellbinders, like this sheet right here and this sheet right here, where my spellbinder dies. Again, some more of those Martha Stewart butterflies, just different layering. And then here, the happy birthdays, I did stamp in the burgundy ink. And here's the rubber stamp I use. It is from All Night Media. And the number is 577E, if anybody is interested. And then the back side, I just layered another sheet of the paper and stamped my name. So that was the first card that I created. I really love how that one turned out, and I love this image. I'll probably be using her again on lots of different stuff. The second card that I created was for my nephew. He has a birthday, and he likes to play the game of chess and likes any type of game. And so I created a little card based on that. The main paper that I use for this is an older Graphic 45 collection, and that paper is actually from, it's called Playtime's Past collection, and that one does come from 2008 from Graphic 45, so it's a really old paper collection. And I've just had this one sheet in my paper stash. I'm not even quite sure where I got it from, but it worked perfectly with this little rubber stamp. And this rubber stamp image does come from Stampers Anonymous, and it's P5821. And there's what the stamp looks like. And then this one up here, Let the Games Begin, is from a company called TPC Studio. And here's what that set looks like. And it is unmounted, so I just store it in a little envelope here. But that's what the set looks like. So that's what I used to create the cover of the card. I did use one of my punches to punch out the little square right there, and also Let the Games Begin, but the rest I just used my paper cutter for and did some layering. And then on the inside, I just took a piece of that Graphic 45 paper that was a scrap and just layered it right there, and then I stamped the word Birthday Wishes, and that's from an old Stampin' Up! Stamp from 2005. I'm not quite sure what set that came from. That was my second card that I created. And then the third card, birthday card that I created, was this one. And again, I used some Graphic 45 paper. This paper is part of the 2014 collection, and it was called Time to Flourish. And this was the March sheet, which the whole paper collection has different months. And so I just used different pieces from the March month and layered them up with a little doily behind it. And I also used a little old Fiskars scissors that I have that kind of cuts out like postage stamps right there to cut around these two images. And on the inside, I just stamped the word Happy Birthday. And again, I just layered some of the paper scraps. Up here it says the month of March, and then just here it says Luck and Laughter. So I added those just so I didn't waste them. And the rubber stamp that I chose for this card is this happy birthday one from Rubber Stampede. And again, this one's an older stamp, so I'm not sure if you can still purchase it or not. But that was the stamp that I used for that one. And so those were my 3 cards for this month. Thanks so much for watching. If you guys have any questions or comments, I'd love to hear them. And have a great day and happy crafting.